Excellent. Well, thanks so much for coming this afternoon. I'm really delighted to be here at Output in Edmonton, a great startup that does really cool work in the tech industry. And it's great to be here because my announcement today is about supporting entrepreneurs and innovation in the Canadian economy. We know that we have a productivity challenge in Canada, and particularly with the threats that we're facing from south of the border, today it is so important that we are supporting our economy in Canada. And we've had lots of conversations about knocking down barriers when it comes to interprovincial trade, about ensuring that our businesses can export around the world. As a government, we have made sure that we've opened up new markets in Europe, in Latin America, in Asia. But my announcement today is that as future Prime Minister, as leader of the Liberal Party, I want to create 1 million new entrepreneurs in Canada. And it's exciting to be here in Edmonton, in Alberta, because I know that Albertans have a very entrepreneurial spirit. And so I'm here to announce 3 things today. First, my plan to unlock growth, ownership, and innovation. Second, to increase access to capital, and third, to support high growth sectors. And so the way that I plan to do this is first by thinking boldly and differently about how we support businesses. I want to ensure that we have support for business acquisition. So I plan to create a national program to provide training, mentorship, and advisory services for entrepreneurs looking to acquire existing businesses. Second, we need to simplify business transfer regulations. We need to reduce bureaucratic friction for small and medium-sized enterprises when they're transitioning, by cutting red tape and expediting business ownership transfer processes. We need it to make it easier for entrepreneurs to buy and sell their businesses while ensuring that diversity in the market. And third, I want to create an immigration stream that is dedicated for entrepreneurial talent. So if you're a newcomer to Canada or you want to immigrate to Canada and you are committed to acquiring and scaling a business in Canada, we should fast track your application. It's the way that we are able to grow our economy and create more good jobs here in Canada. Second, I want to increase access to capital. What does this look like? It means expanding government-backed loan guarantees of up to $500,000 to $1 million per entrepreneur through the Business Development Bank of Canada and chartered banks. I want us to think differently about employment insurance and create an entrepreneurship lump sum program, similar to what Germany has, so that for eligible EI recipients, if they want to acquire or grow a business, we can support them to do that. I also think that we need a startup and innovation fund to help entrepreneurs launch businesses in high growth sectors like AI, green technology, and biotech. And I think we need to enhance the entrepreneurship incentive. So we need to encourage innovative entrepreneurs in research and startups to scale up their businesses, especially in the technology and manufacturing sectors, through targeted tax changes. And finally, my third pillar for supporting high growth sectors. You know, here in Edmonton, I know there's a big focus on AI and biotech, and so I want to ensure that we are supporting entrepreneurs across the country integrate AI into their businesses. We are at a pivotal point, I think, in our economy and when it comes to AI, that we can either choose to have AI to use to harness our productivity and our economic potential, or we will fall behind when it comes to the global economy. And I think in Canada, we can choose to harness AI and to use it and develop it responsibly to really increase our economic output and productivity in Canada. I also think that we need to develop funding and support networks for businesses focusing on sustainability and energy innovation. And finally, I want the government to be able to provide mentorship and export assistance to entrepreneurs in high-value manufacturing.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Our economy is under threat right now, and we can choose to use this moment to unleash our potential, to be united as Canadians, and to really take Canada's economy to the next level. And one thing that I know about Canadians is that we are an entrepreneurial, innovative, resilient people. And when Canadians are called into action, they meet the moment. And so I think right now, when we know that there are threats from the south, when we need to figure out a way for us to really unleash our economy, protect our jobs, protect our way of life, supporting more entrepreneurs, challenging ourselves to create those businesses and support them here at home is something that is so important, and I know that as Canadians we can achieve this. And finally, I do want to announce that I would also reverse the capital gains tax increase that the government brought in last spring. We need to create an environment for entrepreneurs and businesses to succeed so that more Canadians have good jobs and a better way of life. Thank you. I'll take your questions now. Yeah, look, well, I think it's great to see so many Canadians engaged in the Liberal leadership race, and I'm thrilled to say that, you know, we've had over 3,000 Canadians contribute to my campaign.
Right.
We continue to feel that grassroots momentum, and I'm just, you know, so encouraged by the response that I'm getting. And one of the things that I find so exciting about all of this is that, you know, that momentum just continues to build, and you know, we continue to get more and more Liberals and Canadians joining our team and joining our campaign. There's more excitement building. I have been, you know, in Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. I'm in Alberta today, heading to Saskatchewan tomorrow, and the energy, the excitement, the movement momentum is just really wonderful.
Oh, that was crazy. I've never actually experienced that sort of atmosphere again before. It's absolutely electric, the passion, everything we've seen.
And so I'm so grateful to everyone who has made a contribution, and excited to keep meeting people, hearing what matters to them, and really listening to what's on their minds. And that's been just the most fun of all of this, is getting to speak to Canadians across the country, listening to what matters to them, and making sure that that's reflected in the policies and the ideas that I'm putting out there. Look, I think anyone who is seeking to become Prime Minister of this country needs to be able to communicate fluently in both English and French. We have two official languages in Canada, and whether you are a Francophone living in Quebec or a Francophone living outside of Quebec, and there's a big Francophone community here in Alberta, in Edmonton, and particularly in northern Alberta, you have a right to hear from your Prime Minister in your official language. So for me, that is, you know, one of the entry-level requirements.